What's going on, everyone? Back here on Minecraft Beta. Welcome back to the world. I started a new project over here. Um, just like a little settlement sort of area with like some mines and all that fun stuff. Still the original world if you came from those videos a while back, but today's video is really not much about Minecraft Beta. Um, I guess I'll walk around the world just so I have something to watch, but I wanted to get on here and talk about God, life, and why you need to take a moment to really think about it and really consider what you're doing, why you're doing it, and all that fun stuff, and just some stuff that I've been, I don't know, not necessarily struggling with, but like just trying to wrap my mind around. And it kind of starts with, and it relates back to God and um, Christianity and that kind of stuff. So even if you're not Christian, I urge everyone just to take a moment and listen to this. Um, so my mindset, like growing up and that kind of stuff, is like I always had the urge to be successful, and like I always wanted like more and more, but not in like a greedy way. Just to like I wanted like a good life, a stable. It wasn't more about having more. It was more about having like stability and not having to worry about finances or stuff like that, just to where, it's not even, I'm not using it as an excuse not to work. Like I want to work, but I want to be able to work and have something that provides me with a good life. And so far, you know, all glory to God, that's happening, and I'm living that life. But I think that started in my mind. I was like, am I like a lot like, would God or Jesus or all that stuff, like, are we supposed to live our lives just to want and get? And I think to an extent, I think we are supposed to live our best lives and do the most we can. And I'll turn it off for 1 second. If you're wondering why this is like all weird, now I've installed Optifine on this beta world. So yeah, and there's no minecart here either. So I guess we're taking a walk on this bridge. I think we are supposed to live to do the best we can and make the most out of it. And there's the minecart. I think we really are supposed to do that, and we're not supposed to just sit and stare at a wall and do nothing all day. I think we're supposed to work and provide and be our best selves. And in my mind, like, I want nice things. I want things of this world. And I think that's fine. But I think the key is, if you have those things, like, you need to, you're going to bear the fruit of what you create. And I think if you have that, and I'm not saying you have to give all your stuff away and do all this, do that. No, you need to spread that toward till others, and like, your children, those around you, and just create, be the light around everyone and not just for yourself. I think you're allowed to um, have things, nice things, and live a good life and have abundance, but you need to spread that either through kindness, teaching others like how you've got to your success, and just share that. And like I said, it's not in a sense of you worked your whole life just to give it all away. I don't think that's the case. And um, I thought of that. I was like, is me wanting more, is that is that a sin? Is that bad of me to want? Am I like not a good person for that? I think it's not, and I don't know if it was through like prayer or just thinking it, but I just had that in my mind, and you know, and God put it in my mind that you can do these things and you can make a good life for yourself and have the things you want, but it's nothing without, giving all of it, the glory to God first and foremost, but secondly, sharing that with others around you to lift them up, make them better. And sometimes that can just be as simple as being a good person and just providing kindness to others. Sometimes that's all people need. And thinking that, no one's better than each other, but that doesn't mean you're not allowed to, and I don't want to say outwork someone, but push yourself to be your best. Everyone has at a level, and you know, I always use that in my mind when I didn't want to do something. It's like, well, at the end of the day, everyone's, created equal. So I would always use that as an excuse to, if I felt lazy, just to not do anything. But I think that's also a lousy. I think that's kind of like a cop out. I think that everyone's created equal, but everyone in the same breath, has a certain bar that they can push themselves to as well. And I think that that's kind of, God gave us these certain abilities to do something with our lives. And I think by not, taking those to where they can be, I think that's also like a disservice to God, because, he couldn't, could just not let us do anything and just not giving people abilities just to do anything. But I think you have to, and that's how we can like spread goodness and spread that. And I think first and foremost, that starts with like your family. Like if you have kids or, even other loved ones already, like trying just to keep that like for generations to come, to have that, goodness. And I know for me, like I was always more like raised, like I was raised Catholic. But no, I really didn't follow any of those. I don't want to say I didn't follow it. Like I always like believed in it and like respected it, but I think nowadays, like, because I was just always like in my mind, like I always wanted more, but for what reason? And I think I kind of like finally understand that now. Like I'm gonna work and use the abilities and talents that I got to do what I do, but also pass that on to others in the form of if I ever have children, which I hope so one day, and others around me. I don't think it's all meant for me to just, to get all this stuff and just not share that with other people as well. And that kind of relates back to the beginning part of this video, is that, if you're also struggling with that thought, and, you know, pray to God, and I think that you'll get the answer that you want. And I think that's, at least for me, that's the answer that I got. And I'm going to do my best to be my best. And once I'm able, and I'll still do it along the way. But, and you'll never be your best. And we're not perfect people, but, you can always try and, help others along the way and help others. You can't be, I think a good way to put it, and I didn't come up with this, I don't know if anyone watches the George Janko podcast, but it was with Russell Brand. It's like, you can't live your life just always looking for what, giving to those that can't do anything for you. I think that's the greatest, thing you can do. It's like not looking for, always look to help those that can't help you. I think that's a good way to put it. Like, I know we do stuff and then expect favor in return, but I think that if you're in a position to help someone, just do it. And I think that's just good for your soul and good for pretty much, everyone around you. And that, that doesn't mean like, and also another thing I struggle with, like, even if someone's like mean or ignorant and like doesn't deserve it, like, you can't retaliate to try to get back at someone or this or that. I think the best thing to do is like those people that are like that is to, pray that they find the peace they're looking for and just kind of be neutral with it. Um, I think I know that's hard to do in some cases when like someone really wrongs you, but hope that they find peace, because it's usually whenever someone does something bad to you, it's just because something else in their life is not where they want it to be. But I don't know. If you're struggling with any of those thoughts, that's basically the whole point of this video. Just take a moment, really think about it, pray on it, and I think you'll find the answer that you're looking for. And always strive to be the best that, I'll just say, if you can harvest these for some reason and you can't, but always strive to be the best you can. And don't be afraid that, gaining more is, not what, at least, hopefully, maybe I'm wrong about, maybe I'm totally wrong about this, but that's just how I feel in my heart right now. I don't think that gaining more is a bad thing, as long as, you can put forth, give back to those that can't give to you. And it doesn't have to be giving them all your stuff or draining all your money or this and that, but sort of a sense of like, with wisdom and, that can also mean, if you're in the position to give something to someone, even if it revolves around finances, like, it's not going to hurt you. And that's the thing, you have to have a stable foundation. And I think that's critical. Like, I don't think giving it all away to where you're unstable, because you can't help at that point. Like, yes, you can always be kind, you can always be, willing to help. And that's, you don't have that money to do that, but I think that it just makes things, I don't want to say easier, there's just a lot of different elements that go into it. And I think the point of this video was, for me, like, don't be afraid. And I'm not like rich by any means. Like, I literally like don't have, like, literally, like, I don't drive a new car. I don't have any like literally, like, don't get that impression. Like, but I was always afraid that by wanting more, I was committing some sort of bad act. And I think that only comes back as if you're doing it in a way that's, misleading people, scamming people, this, and not being your truest self. And in the same breath, not, giving back sense as well. Because the family unit's what drives this. And I think that by supporting yourself and building yourself up, you can create a strong family that can also, if you provide your family with a stable house and a stable everything, you can create strong, they will ultimately impact society by having strong people. And I know a lot of people feel this way now, and it's so hard to do that now just because of inflation and all that, but I'm telling you, that's, if you want to strive for something, that's what you got to, because that's the only way that this world's going to get any better, is if we have strong families, strong that. And unfortunately, that comes from working hard, having finances, having this, having that, and providing kids with a stable place to grow up, and strong values, strong beliefs, and that. And you don't need to be rich to do that. You just need to have stability and enough to where you will be in a position probably where you're in that, and times are tough and you don't have the money you need, but you just got to work hard and find it, your peace, and all that stuff. So, like I said, I could be completely wrong about this. I'm not an expert at this by any means, but that's just how I've been feeling lately. So, gotta find peace in yourself through God and then, you know, pass that piece along to others. And I think that's the way to go about it. So I'm going to leave the video at that. I hope you guys found meaning and value in this. Feel free to join our Discord. We pretty much everyone in there so far is, it has these same ideas, same values. We all love gaming. That's kind of the whole point of this. But we all love, you know, helping each other out, learning about different things. And we will be starting a beta server here soon, so feel free to join in, get to know everyone, and, you know, you'll be able to join in. So with that being said, hopefully you guys all have a great week. Do the best you can, and, you know, God bless you all.